Hello, Falcons! I'm back to read to you the next chapter from Escape from Mr. Lemoncello's Library by Chris Grabenstein. And we are starting off today on chapter 26. Sierra had just found a bonus card. Chapter 26. Very clever, said Charles, pulling another silhouette card out of a book. This cover had been easy to find. It was the third book on the top shelf of the staff's pick display. The image on the front was a bright yellow yield sign. The title? Universal Road Signs by renowned trafficologist Abigail Rose Painter. Charles had found the matching book in the 300s room on the second floor. The 300s were all about social sciences, including things like commerce, communications, and ta-da, transportation. The image also fit nicely with the pictogram he had found in the 700s room in a book called The Empire Strikes Back. The Umpire Strikes Back. The baseball book was the first cover on the second shelf in the display case and had given Charles a card with the classic pose of an umpire calling it out. It looks like this. You're out. Reading the images from left to right, then down, just like you read a book, Charles knew he was on the right track. The traffic sign book gave him a walk, and the umpire book gave him an out. Put the two picture words together, and he had walkout. Clearly, if he could find all 12 silhouettes, the staff picks display would tell him how to walk out of the library. Although he had absolutely no idea what the first image he had found, the quarterback tossing a pass, had to do with escaping the library. Not yet, anyway. 3 down, 9 to go, said Charles, winking up at the closest security camera. And Mr. Lemoncello, if you're watching, may I just say that you are an extremely brilliant man. Charles had never sucked up to a video camera before. He figured it was worth a shot. Maybe Mr. Lemoncello would send him a bonus clue or something. Instead, when Charles stepped out of the 300s room, somebody sent him Andrew Peckelman. The Google-eyed library geek was sputtering mad as he rushed down the steps and stomped around the second-floor balcony. Stupid library, stupid Lemoncello, stupid Finks and Sekhmet. Why are you so glum, Andrew? Charles called out. Because this game stinks. Mr. Lemoncello just sent a bunch of holograms hurling hieroglyphics after me. He could put somebody's eye out with those things. Really? With a hologram? Hey, they're made with lasers, aren't they? Indeed. Say, speaking of hieroglyphics, where might I find a book about picture languages? Ha! Like I would help you. Because Kyle Keeley is working with Akemi Hughes and Sierra Russell. I imagine it is only a matter of time before your friend Miguel Fernandez joins their team too. Miguel isn't my friend. Besides, I'm better at navigating my way through a library than he'll ever be. I know, that's why I want you on my team. Really? Charles smiled. Kids like Andrew Peckelman were so easy to manipulate. Oh yes, work with me and I guarantee the world will know that you should be the head library aide at Alexandriaville Middle School. The 400s, blurted Peckelman. Pardon? That's where you'll find books on hieroglyphics in all kinds of languages. If you want secret codes, those are in the 600s room. The 650s, to be exact. Charles shot out his hand. Welcome to Team Charles, Andrew. The new teammate stepped into the 400s room. For some reason, it was pitch dark and smelled like pine trees. Bienvenida, Witami. Wow, this is a word I don't know. Karbisa. I think it means welcome in Polish. Welcome, boomed a voice from the ceiling speakers. This is the 400s room, home of foreign languages. Here, Charles and Andrew, you can learn all about your American heritage. A bank of spotlights thumped on. Charles and Andrew were face to face with a row of 4 featureless mannequins. An overhead projector beamed a movie onto dummy number 2, turning it into a perky woman who looked like a flight attendant. Hello and welcome to Your American Heritage. I'm Debbie. Let's begin your voyage. That's okay, said Charles. We're rather busy. Let's begin your voyage, the mannequin repeated. Charles sighed. Obviously, there was no way to turn this silly display off. He might as well speed things along by telling the dummy what it wanted to hear. Fine, but can we go with the abridged version? We're in a little bit of a rush. Yeah, said Andrew, and we have to escape before noon tomorrow. The woman, whose body remained frozen while a movie made her face and costume spring to life, reminded Charles of the graveyard statues from the Haunted Mansion ride at Disney World. While we research your family trees, she said, please enjoy this short and informative film. Is this part of the game? Andrew whispered to Charles. Possibly. Pay attention for bonus clues. Okay, what do they look like? Who could ever say? A screen behind the life-size dummies leapt to life with all sorts of scratchy images of people huddled together on the deck of a boat near the Statue of Liberty. For decades, narrated the ceiling voice, public libraries have proudly served America's newest citizens, the immigrants who flocked to these shores yearning for the freedom to build their own American dreams. Charles really wasn't interested in this kind of stuff. His ancestors were all Americans. The only language they spoke was English. Yes, the library is where many new arrivals journey first, to learn their new homeland's language, to keep in touch with the world they left behind, to search for the gainful employment that will make them productive residents of their newly adopted home. The movie dissolved into blackness. Thank you for your kind attention, chirped the cheerful Debbie. We have completed your American family tree. Let's meet your first American ancestors. 2 mannequins sprang to illuminated life, both of them dressed in traditional Thanksgiving pilgrim costumes. I know who they are already, said Charles. That's John Chillington and his wife Eleanor. They came to Plymouth Colony on the Mayflower. Can we move on to Andrew's family, please? Of course, said Debbie. The mannequins quickly went through Andrew Pickleman's ancestry. Apparently, the family name had originally been Pickleman because they had made pickles. After a prolonged parade of pickle people, the dummies took on the guise of Andrew's most famous ancestor, a guy in horn-rimmed glasses and a tweed sports coat named Peter Paul Pickleman. I appeared on the TV game show Concentration in 1968, he announced, and won a room full of furniture and wood paneling for my rumpus room. Charles smiled. He knew the TV game show Concentration was very similar to Mr. Lemoncello's phenomenal picture word puzzler, one of the games he had picked up at the toy store. Peter Paul Pickleman's claim to fame was further confirmation that piecing together the picture puzzle would show Charles how to escape from the library. He'd been right. The dummies had just given him a bonus clue. Okay, see you next week, Falcons, to read Chapter 27. Until then, happy reading. Bye-bye.